Hello and welcome to my channel. This is a video more for future me, but I figured it would be helpful for other people as well. So this is how I configured my machine to do multi-streaming using the new SE.Live. There's plenty of videos out there on how to install it and do the basic setup, but this is specifically for my setup, which is a 4K gaming monitor with a 2K horizontal or vertical over to the right. I set up this layout specifically so I could actually see everything over here, but I'll go over the different things that I did to set up. Um, if you were interested in my build of my machine, it's a 12900 KS with a 3090 Ti. You could also go to kit.co and I'll put a link down below on how to actually see my components. But anyway, this is again just how I got everything working to play and stream in 4K on my main monitor, and the 4K stream will go to YouTube, and it'll also allow me to record locally in 4K, and then it's going to let me multicast then to Kick and to Twitch here, um, basically in 1080p. So you have to first set up my main setup here. I'm going to bring up the settings here. I'll bring it over to the big screen here. And so my mainstream settings is right here. This is for the 4K. And let me make sure. Why is that? No. Oh, it's because I'm actively streaming right now. Anyway, I'm actually recording, so it doesn't allow me to tweak these settings. But anyway, you want a constant bit rate. I have a good internet connection, so I've set it up to the max of 51,000 kilobits. I have the standard 2-second keyframe. I go for the best quality and high quality, and do the 2-pass quarter resolution multipass mode. Now this is actually pretty good for us to uh, basically. This actually works in better performance than having it disabled. So I leave that on. You uncheck this look ahead, which doesn't really do much for us for streaming. So and we did take off. We set this to B frame too. Anyway, so these are all the settings that I do here for the main encoder for the streaming 4K to YouTube. The recording settings that I'm actively using right now, it's going to an alternate D drive where I put an extra 4 terabyte drive in just to record videos. And I made sure to uh, MP4 format, and using this Ustreamer encoder. If you do this, it basically uses one encoder for both the streaming and recording. So you basically get the recording for free effectively. The only difference is it actually records all the audio tracks into separate ones. I have one is my general feed that goes out to streaming. Two, the second audio track is set up for the gaming stream. This number 3 is voice. Number 4 is like media, and then we have like alerts and whatnot over here. Anyway, I automatically split the files by 60-minute time frames here. That way, individual files, don't get too big. The next setting I do here is for my main track is a bit rate of 320, which is the maximum bit rate you can do, and that's so that when it goes out to YouTube, you get the full quality. Track 2 is my gaming one, and I want to record that at full quality as well for when I'm making videos like this. So, all right, so that's the recording and audio. Now, my video settings, I keep those as the native resolution of my main monitor. That way, there's no downscale filter, which basically reduces the performance a lot if you try to rescale this. So the common thing here is 60 frames as well. Okay, let's see here. Now, if we look at like one of my standard screens here, this is this canvas here. The scene is overall is my browsing scene, and if we look at the we can't see the properties of it here, but basically I have this set to a overall of the 4K monitor. So this is my default, my default stream. Now, that is all the settings to basically game, stream, and record in 4K. And the 4K stream is again going out to YouTube. So the other thing we set up is once we install SE.Live, we're going to come up here and we're going to create these alternate canvases. Now you basically create a separate canvas here, and the separate canvas property here is actually a 1080p resolution. Okay, now then you can assign like Twitch and Kick to it, and I'll show you that in a second. But basically, we're not going to be recording this track, so I don't really care what these settings are here, so I skip about that. But here's where we use the advanced settings for the canvas. So everything that goes to this new smaller canvas is going to be encoded using the CPU. Now the 3090 is pretty good, but it can't play games, record, stream in 4K and record in 4K, and do this separate recording. But the 12900 KS processor is more than capable of recording the 1080p. So basically, this is using my CPU to encode, and since it's only doing 8,000 bit rate, this is pretty easy. Then you still set the keyframes to 2. I played around with this. I set it to fast. Basically, I don't want to eat up too much of my CPU. I want to make sure I can still game effectively in 60 frames. And then the high profile in the film is just about the quality. So basically, this keeps everything going in nice, smooth 1080p for these outputs. Now, to attach an output to the alternate thing here, you basically just it's not on this screen. It's actually over here on this multi-streaming. You hit these 3 dots right here, and you change the canvas to that. Now, because of that, I don't have to downscale my 4K. I created these alternate scenes up here. So like starting and be right back. And also these are linked dynamically. So these link screens here are linked dynamically to my main scenes down here. So when I go into my Stream Deck here, when I switch the streams between my start and be right back, my full screen, and my gaming browsing, it keeps it set up differently. It keeps them in joint. So when I switch one scene, it switches the other. The other thing I did that I want to be aware of is that when I went into StreamElements, I had to go here, and I had to, when you attach your different accounts, you end up with like the multiple accounts here, right? So when you create your overlays for this, for example, for streaming tools, you have different overlays you can set up. And I had to go in here and I had to edit these overlays for this alert box, for example. And one thing I did is I turned these alerts down. So I'm not going to go through how to set everything up, but one of the things is this alert box here is specific to alerts for YouTube because I'm on the YouTube. Uh, I'm on the YouTube account. So if I leave this, and I had to create I copied these over. You just hit edit, duplicate, and you're able to send these over to your Twitch and Kick. So they're effectively all these are the same. But when I go over to now Twitch, I had to go into the overlays here, and when I did that, I went into this alert box here, and now you see you get an alert box for follower or subscriber. These are the Twitch alerts. So you'll have to make sure you copy your scene over from one overlay to the other, and then you basically edit the you can say edit the alerts settings here. So you click on the alert box and you edit the settings. Now I have these pretty low, but again, one of the things I did, I then copied it one more time over to my Kick as well. And so then we have the overlay here, and this has these alerts here. This alert box here has the Kick ones, which it's just these few here. So once you have these overlays set up, you have to actually go in and configure the overlays for the multiple scenes. So when I'm up here and if you look at my, let's go to the gaming one, for example. So the gaming one up here, you see I have my gaming capture, which again, I edited the transform here to scale it. No, you can't. Hold on, let me undo that. Undo the lock. Edit the transform, right? And this transform. Actually, no, that's not where I did it. I didn't actually transform this one. These are actually all native, so these come in at. Wait, hold on a second. Sorry. Okay. I can't edit the transform while I'm active here, but what you do is you do the transform here, and you edit the size here, basically this will do the downscaling by transforming it here, so that way you're not losing it. You're not basically scaling it. You're just using this transform, which doesn't take up as much processing power. The other thing I did was I then overlaid the video capture for different. This is the video capture for right here. This is for me. But I added the 3 elements. So I added the YouTube element, and that these are individual browser features. So you add these instead of adding the stream elements for one particular one, you basically end up adding them for all. Okay. So you create one overlay for Twitch, for YouTube. I created another overlay for Twitch, and you get those here by copy URL, and then you paste them over here, and these are 1920. So basically you end up with one screen with 3 different overlays. So basically you can see the different alerts. And I did that for multiple. So I used the same base. I use the same base for like the starting. So this is using the general starting, the same one I've used down here for my 4K. I just edited the transform here to resize it to 1920. Here's a nice view of the resizing. So 1920 by 1080. So I took the same starting screen from down here, and I just basically duplicated up here. And since the starting screen actually has the built-in YouTube elements, I don't have to worry about that one. But then I add these Twitch elements, and again, that's 1920 by 680, and then I add the kick elements on top of that. So I think that is pretty much everything that I have going right now. But to actually start streaming, I basically go in here and I hit Manage Broadcast, and I'm going to just use my live series, which is I'm setting all this up for. And you hit Create Broadcast here, right? And that'll actually create the YouTube channel's base broadcast. Okay, it's not actually streaming yet. It's just an upcoming, right? And these don't have anything going yet. So then I go in here and say start streaming. Then it's going to ask me for some information here on like Dune. This one always resets for some reason. I think it's because Dune Awakening's technically not live yet. And when I click start streaming here, I'm going to be streaming in multiple simultaneously. Now I do watch the frame rate encoding here to make sure we're actually not losing significant amounts of frames. And hold on, let me get this up here to match. So we're going to make this one here. Be right back. We're going to switch this one to browsing 1080p. So they're only getting this one screen right now because I didn't set up this multi-screen display for them. But this then is now streaming to all the streams simultaneously. And if we take a look, we refresh here, and we could take a look at this quality here. I am getting full 4K right now. Oop, get the duplicate stuff there, but I get full 4K here, right? And I can go back and actually show from when it started. And this is actually in full 4K. I'm not losing any frames here. Well, I lost 2 frames out of like 20,000. That's probably just due to some minor hiccups when it first started. So, but I'm getting, as you see here, I'm getting 1.2 milliseconds. All right. Now, if we look over here at kick, and we see we have kick is going fine. We can go full screen, and you see, well, it's doing the whole box within a box type thing, but and let's not do that full screen. It makes it look wonky. But we're getting full 1080p, no problem. We look over here, and we go to, we can look here. It's muted as well. But this is getting the full whatchamacallit. So I'll link to the YouTube and the kick streams that I recorded here with this. But I am going to then do the transitions here just to show you guys the transitions. So we can say be right back. Okay. And then basically this is the full animation. It's going on all of them. I come back to that's full screen. I'm going to go to browsing. There we go. Anyway, so we're back to browsing. And one of the things too, while we're in here, is I set this up so that my activity feeds come up here. And basically I spent some time tweaking these settings here. I make it a little bit bigger here with the font. Those I didn't need to make bigger, but I made this font a little bit bigger. It's 20 pixels so that I could actually see it. But when I'm streaming, I can move this up a little. Actually move this down. There we go. And then move this up, and I can get a little bit more visibility to the multi-chat. Again, I'm fresh streamer, so I don't need that big of a chat screen. but I can get alerts and I can get whatchamacallit. One of the last things I did that I wanted to show you guys is when we go in here and we go back to StreamElements. Okay. Um, I set up those alerts, right? I attached everything using the sonar. So I set up sonar over here so I could have a separate, I can control my game, my chat, my media, and my auxiliary, as well as my mic through the sonar interface, which is a lot simpler. And I have my alerts coming out of the side monitor over here to the right. And that way I could hear them as well. But I have them set to about 50%, so that way they don't drown out the stream. So the other thing I do is I then come over here and I added the auxiliary here so I could actually control the auxiliary sound. So basically, I'm going to play one of these. I'm going to replay one of these so you could actually see what happens. So I get a little audio mix here. I don't have it set to do the overlays here, so when I'm recording videos like this, it doesn't actually pop up, and that auxiliary goes on a separate channel. But if we're up here and we look, the one going to YouTube and Switch, when I do the activity feed and I replay this one, for example, they actually get the alerts. So Twitch and Kick get the alerts. YouTube does not. They get the audio cue, because I could actually split the audio cue out. But I didn't want the Twitch alerts popping up in my recordings because I record the whole stream as I'm going. Anyway, that was the last thing I did, is this auxiliary setup by just adding an output capture right here. And then I can control the volume here as well. So I have two places to control the audio. I basically control it here with the OBS here, OBS Studio. I just dragged it from game over to media, and actually I dragged it from game to auxiliary. So I have it. This here is doing anyway. It basically, the sonar is a free piece of software you can use. I use it because I have a mic. If you go to my kit.co again, and my mic is actually right here. It's the Alias Pro, and it's on a low arm, so that way I can keep it out of the picture. It actually works out very well because between sonar and this special type of mic layout from this Alias Pro, I can actually play with speakers and it doesn't bleed into my microphone. So the mic here has pretty good noise cancellation, and it gets out all background. I could even be listening to Discord chat through my main speakers as well. Anyway, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. Again, this is kind of for overall for me in the future, so I remember everything I did to set this all up. And also, I figured it might be helpful for others. So that's going to be the end. I'm going to end the stream as well. I will link the video to the streams. Hopefully people don't get too bitter that I said it's about Dune Awakening, but that's what I'm setting all this up for, is for Dune Awakening. So I'm going to end the stream here, and end the recording.